Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And today we are discussing the latest generation 41mm Rolex Oyster Perpetual Submariner, date yellow gold reference 126618LB for Lunette Bleu. This is a massive machine. Rolex, which has its own foundries and smelters and makes its own gold, is responsible for this massive class, and it is a very massive watch. Before we rattle off bare dimensions, let's talk about the actual weight of this watch, and we'll express it in grams, since as my high school physics teacher would have professed, there is mass and then there is weight, and they're not the same thing. Sammy the scale says hello, and then this mass of imposing metal, 236.89 grams. For those of us in the old colonies, we are well over half a pound. Sammy the scale, thank you very much. You earned your keep for the day. Now, this is a Rolex Certified Pre-Owned watch, as you may have noticed, and the timepiece in my hand was retailed in 2022. It's 41 millimeters in diameter. It's 12.4 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 48.1 millimeters, and then you can see the end links of the bracelet on each side. They extend the watch to a total horizontal distance of 51.3 millimeters across the wrist, with a 21 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. We'll zoom out a little bit so you can see the watch on my wrist, and just because the glove covers my wrist, we'll take that off for just a moment. Now, the watch is heavy, and you can feel it, but it's nicely weighted top to bottom because of the substantial clasp in the bracelet. On my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, I've got a little clearance on each side. The lugs are not quite over the edge, so I believe down to a wrist size of 15 centimeters circumference, you could still wear this. Taking a look at the low profile, it will slip under a cuff, and many people do wear Submariners formally. So with a tight sleeve or a dress cuff, think French cuff, something exotic, this should work out just fine. Throw the glove back on and explore some of the technical features of this watch. Okay, let's start with the clasp because it's a highlight. Of course, it's a oyster style clasp. This one's double locking. It's got a spring-loaded beak and hook system called basically a lift lock, where you have to lift to unlock right there. See how that works? These two things interlock. That will actually keep it closed, but Rolex is being more careful than careful. There's a clamshell to double up the locking, and you've got a little kerf underneath so you can more easily dig your nail into the clamshell and open it up. But I'm burying the lead here. Glide lock. One of the main reasons I advise someone to buy a Submariner if they're on the fence between a sub and some conventional Rolex watch is glide lock. Now, this can be used as an all or nothing. If you want to pull it out and use it over a dive suit, you can definitely do this. But if you look, you've got 20 millimeters of adjustable length in 2 millimeter increments, and you can finely tailor the fit as you need to, so that's a great advantage. You can also see here that in addition to removable links fixed by screws, we got this little intermediate link in case you find yourself in between sizes. You have the ability to make some fine-tuning adjustments without using the glide lock system. And remember, Easy Link is common to many Rolex watches, but that's just 5 millimeters. This is 20. Taking a look at the bracelet, you can see it's got polished centers. And then we've got polished outer faces. This is a combination that reminds you this is a luxurious Submariner. Polished down the center, satin on the shoulders. You can see we have this conforming end link that makes it cleanly the case. Tapers down towards the clasp. Polished flanks, satin finished lug hoods. We've got a triplock crown here in gold. You know that because there's 3 dots, but the center one is the biggest. Solid case back made of gold. And in an era of gold approaching $4,500 an ounce, you might be reassured to know you've got 1.5 ounces of gold on the case back of your watch. Taking a look at the bezel, it has a wonderfully sharp knurling that's easy to grip even if your hands are wet, sweaty, or gloved. Rolex dive bezels, always 120 click, have an incredible feel. There's a very positive and loud detent action, and yet there's a smoothness and a refinement to the glide that doesn't feel crude. It's mechanical without feeling rough. We have a cerachrom ceramic insert that's been deposited with, little rows of yellow gold deposits that are PVD applied. So all these little wells with the crevices containing numerals and indices, those will never discolor with time. Even the bezel pearl is highly refined. It's capped by a sapphire to protect its luminous material. Taking a look at the watch in the dark, you can see we've got Rolex's chromolite blue lume. It's distinctive. It's the company's own in-house lume. Holds a glow very well over the hours of night or in the depths when you're diving far below the surface. Plus, the seconds hand is loomed, and you know your dive timer is running. Every dive watch should have that. For some reason, they don't. I always like to have a dive watch bezel over a chronograph because I find it easier to read and cheaper to service down the line. The dial is a metallic blue, and you can see that the hands and the indices are all yellow gold, so they won't tarnish, oxidize, or discolor. We have the Cyclops eye magnifier. We have a caliber 3235 Rolex in-house 70-hour automatic caliber, which features both hacking and, if you wish, a quick set date for rapid cycling. It features a 4 Hertz beat rate, 31 joules, a rotor that winds bidirectionally and pivots on a ball bearing. It has Rolex's own lubricants, Rolex's own Paraflex shock protection, Rolex making every meaningful part of the watch, the most integrated manufacturer in watchmaking. Now, the movement has been tested in the watch. Although it meets the COSC standards as a movement, it's then tested cased up in 6 positions to no worse than -2 +2 seconds per 24 hours, the so-called superlative chronometer standard. It features an overcoil hairspring, so no matter what physical position it is in, gravity will have very little impact on the timing of the watch because of that overcoil profile. That hairspring is also a blue oxidized niobium zirconium alloy called cerachrom blue that is highly anti-magnetic, and Rolex uses a free-sprung balance and a full balance bridge to further improve the durability by adding shock resistance to the watch. And again, 300 meters of water resistance. This is tough stuff, even if in yellow gold it is one of the dandy submariners, and it is quite a showboat. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Rolex Certified Pre-Owned watches are backed and authenticated by Rolex. Should any reconditioning be necessary, it will be to a Rolex certified standard, and any parts invested Rolex factory original. Should the initial retail box paper and accessory set still accompany the watch, it will be included with the sale. But no matter what, a certified pre-owned box and paper set starts with an outer box, a leatherette travel pouch with suede lining, a warranty card that embodies the 2-year globally valid Rolex-backed warranty. Note, this is not a retail warranty, but backed by Rolex and actionable at any of its authorized points of sales and service. A leatherette wallet includes the warranty terms and conditions manual. A holographic hang tag marks this as a certified pre-owned Rolex watch, and a manual details Rolex's values as a company, the certified pre-owned program, care, feeding, service, and use of your Rolex, locations of points of sales and service, and details of Rolex.com. Rolex certified pre-owned watches are backed only by Rolex.